am here today with the Honorable State Rep, Jerry Cannon. And Jerry, it is my understanding you've been doing quite a bit of meandering.
Oh, gerrymandering.
You are responsible for people not getting a fair distribution of votes on maps? Am I confused? I thought you were responsible for the meandering.
I meander once in a while, but no, I'm not responsible for it. It's called gerrymandering.
Well, it appears my producer, Pat, got it wrong again. Come on, man. You got to give me facts. Making me look like a in front of Jerry.
Getting extreme
with your local civil servants.
You and I recently went whitewater rafting together.
Yes.
Have you been whitewater rafting before?
I have. This was my third time on the Concord River when we went. I also went some years ago up to the Forks up in Maine. When I first did the Concord the first year, I didn't have as much respect for it as I should have had. But obviously it was a great time and enough for me to go, the 2 years after that too. Right. It's probably the only place in New England where you can go whitewater rafting in an urban setting.
Yeah.
And when I tell people down at the State House and so forth that you can go whitewater rafting in Lowell, they have a hard time believing.
Ranking, was whitewater rafting with me like substantially more fun?
Absolutely.
I had a feeling it was very cold.
Well, the water is cold. I mean, they give you a wetsuit. For the thrill, it's worth the little bit of discomfort that you can have. And I've gone 3 times. It hasn't been cold every time. The second year that I did it, I believe it was the second of the 3 years, New Hampshire Chronicle covered it. So I was in the raft with people that had helmet cameras and so forth.
The footage that I got the day that we went, I didn't realize until I checked it out. I should apologize for all the cursing that I did. And when we played it back, I was the only one on camera just freaking out, and you guys were all pros. So my apologies for the inappropriate language.
I've gone with kids from students from Lowell High School, also from the Boys and Girls Club. They won't have an opportunity for that experience.
Yeah.
So it was good to see them there, and they just have a blast. The Concord River from when you're on the river looks a lot different than
it
when
does.
you're on the And the same thing is true for the Merrimack. I think when you're out on the Merrimack, there are segments of it where it's very remote and kind of wild. It's a lot of wildlife and so forth, which is a different experience than if you're just standing on the bank looking at the river.
Is there any other extreme type of stuff that you're into? Would you go bungee jumping? Could I take you in a hot air balloon?
I don't think I would do any of that. I've done a lot of hiking and a lot of backpacking in my earlier days, and some of that backpacking has been in the winter. My cousin and I did the Presidential Range in February one year, which was 4 nights, sleeping in a tent above tree line. That was pretty extreme, and it was a great time. We had, for the most part, we had really good weather. And, when you go in the wintertime, there's not that many people. Right. So there were a couple of days.
And less mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes. Yeah. And we had, days when there was like complete silence. Other than when we were talking to each other, there was just total silence. People don't experience total silence that much. Yeah. There's always some sort of background noise.
Especially if I'm around.
But those were good times. But I would highly recommend whitewater rafting on the Concord River to anybody. It's a pretty short season, as you know, just 5 or 6 weeks, and it's run by ZOAR, who does whitewater rafting out in Western Mass. They're great and very good with their guests or clients.
Yeah, I was really seriously like, do not let me fall in that river. And they stood by it. They made sure I stayed in the boat, so that was very cool.
It's a lot of fun. I just highly recommend it, and I love it that Lowell has that.
Yeah, Lowell's my favorite city in the whole wide world, and it's really cool that there's a little adventure hidden in the city that's just this little gem. I would love to come with you if you go next year, and I guess if the hot air balloon is out, maybe karaoke? Some karaoke?
If I had my choice between karaoke and the hot air balloon, I might choose the hot air balloon.
I like that a lot. Thank you so much for sitting with me. And here is some footage of us whitewater rafting together. Take a look.
Our first raft is called Twisted Sister. Keep going up. Keep going up. Watch your face! Watch your face! I thought the Highlands were like the nice part of Lowell. That's Belvedere.
Yeah, Belvedere is the nice part. That's where all the rich people are.
Oh, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore.
I like this level of education I got.
I probably learn more here than I would.
I'm 35 and I'm here to tell you that's true.
Let's go
You are
forward.
right.
There's a boat coming down right now. Hold on! run over your line.
You son of... The senator is in this boat. Have some respect, Matthew. I didn't swear. I said have respect.
Let's go forward. 3. We're going to pull out right in front of it. Kind of climb the wall right there. The senator falls. I want this film destroyed.
I really like the senator a lot, so I have no problem with that.
Let's check in with Sam at the Museum of Fine Arts. Sam, how you doing today?
Hello. Hi, Charlie. Yes, we're out on the field. We're in front of the Museum of Fine Arts in Bosnia.
Bosnia? Really? Did we send him to... It actually looks like you're in Boston, buddy.
Oh yeah, Boston, that's what I meant. I get those two B words mixed up sometimes. Whoopsie. Oh, today we'll be looking at food sculpture that you can actually eat.
You can actually eat the exhibit, the actual art exhibit.
I believe so, yes. And we'll be looking at some early finger painting work by Leonardo DiCaprio. And I believe some nice sculptures by David somebody. David Spade. Yes, David Spade.
David Spade?
David Spade, I believe so. Yes, you know the famous sculpture. You know, the sculptist.
He's not an artist, no. He's a comic, he's a comedian. Saturday Night Live? No? Well, you look delighted.
I'm very excited, Charlie. We're here today to go on a tour of all the interesting things inside the museum.
Take a look.
Oh, thank you! Thank you so much!
Hi.
Did you see the fried kale exhibit? Oh, you should come back. The fried kale exhibit is very famous. I can't wait to go see it. Right now, we're going to go into the fried kale exhibit. Like I said, you can eat some of the art here at the Museum of Fine Arts. So hopefully the fried kale exhibit will have some yummy treats. Let's go! Plate. Is that where the kale was? Now here we have the famous super tall cactus created by Johann Sebastian Picasso. And as you can see, it's very tall, it's very skinny. Could I sit in that? I'm tired. What the heck is that thing? That's a weird chair. Oh, it's pointy. Pablo Picasso's famous blue period, when he did the blue balloon installation. Similar to Michelangelo, he worked on this laying on his back. Darling, you look marvelous. He needed a lot of air in his lungs to blow up all those balloons. So it took him many, many years. As we know, Picasso was a huge smoker and had a horrible lung capacity. But eventually, he finished. I like your orange hair. My kind of woman. A giant cock on the wall. See, Charlie? I told you you could eat the exhibit. It's delicious, and it's orange to boot. Oh yes. This is the most delicious art I've ever tasted. And it's bubbly too. Look at all the bubbles. My favorite color. Potato chips. Yum. Delicious. Whoop. And a pickle. Oh yes, gotta get my pickle. I might need some help. My opposable thumbs are not that opposable. We had a lot of fun here at the Museum of Science. I mean, the Museum of, you know, arts and stuff. Fine arts, yeah. The Museum of Fine Art. Not just any art, but fine art. Exceptional, in fact. And yes, it was a delicious exhibit, the fried kale exhibit. Not a lot of kale there, but we did get to eat other exhibits. So we had a great time. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, we're recording.
Hi, my name's Charlie Smith.
Do that again.
This one? Hey there. Hi, that was a weird hi. Hi, my name's Charlie Smith, and I'm here today to teach you how to roll a joint. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get some cannabis, which is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Then you wanna get a grinder. Some people may tell you that there's no point to a grinder. They are liars. It makes it easier to break it up. It makes the cannabis more refined, like coffee grinds, but better. And it makes it easier for your hands to manipulate the joint. And also, it burns slower. I could keep going for days. A grinder is really important. Just trust me, it's really important. And most of the time, when you go to places like a dispensary, they'll give you one as a first-time patient gift, but they're usually made of plastic, and that's no bueno. To be honest, I don't really know what this one's made of. You know what this is starting to wear? I don't think that's very healthy. Be sure to get a really good grinder, one that won't have the materials of the grinder itself in your cannabis. Now I'm just digging a hole. You want to take some papers. These are zigzags. Personally, my favorite paper to use is Raws, R-A-W-S, or Raws, Raw, it's Raws, I don't know. And they are awesome, and they're made of hemp paper, and they burn pretty great, but that's not what they had at the store, so I got zigzags, which are my second favorite. And if I'm being honest with you, I will really choose any paper company if they will sponsor my fucking show. Christ! I need sponsors, people! I don't get paid for this. Pretty fun though. I didn't describe any of what I just did. You're gonna wanna take the cannabis and put it in the middle like a little, I don't know what the hell it is, a log ride, like a Canopy Lake. I don't think they wanna be associated with this segment at all. But you take it and you put all the cannabis right in the middle like that, right? Then you use your fingers and you kinda swoosh it down, kinda like a swooshy, 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 swooshy. And you manipulate the cannabis into a bit of a tighter, I don't know how to explain it. Just do it, man. Get a rolling machine too. Those are really effective. I rolled probably like 500,000 joints with a rolling machine. That is how I learned to do it so easily with my fingers because I just got quicker. So now I'm taking the cardboard and tucking the loose end into the joint. This side is sticky, so you want that side away from you. The paper side that's not sticky, closer to you. And then you just kind of swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. And then you use your fingers on either side of it to roll it up. You lick it, fold it over. Boom. Pretty good, right? Pretty solid. And then you smoke it.
What the fuck, Charlie? Well, you can't do that here. That way. So, are you ready to go?
I believe so. Yes, Hi, welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Hello?
I don't need you to go into the mic like that, though. Just talk like you would normally talk, like out.
How is that good?
Yes.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is that my natural? Is that how my natural is? What do I sound like? Who am I? What is my voice?
All right, we're good to go, Huckabee. Are you ready?
Hello? Hello?
We're good to go.
Okay, all right, very good.
Okay, all right, 3, 2, 1, roll it.
All right. Hello and welcome to Who's Pulling the Strings. I am your fill-in host, Huckabee St. Duckabee. And first up, we have a very good segment. I think I messed it up. I didn't do well at all.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? Let me give it a try. Hello, my name is Huckabee St. Duckabee. I would like to introduce Charlie Smith. Where's he from? Lowell?
Lowell.
Lowell? What kind of name is Lowell? What kind of... Is that a province of sorts? Lowell? Lowell. Am I saying it right?
Huckabee, you're filling in on a temp basis.
All right, well...
You can handle this?
I thought I could, but now I'm not quite sure. All right. One more try. Hello. I would like to welcome you to Who is Pulling the Strings. I'm Huckabee St. Duckabee, executive producer of the show. And I would like to... crap. I can't remember what's the segment?
Huckabee,
hello, welcome, and here is a segment. Good enough? Got it?
Yeah, fine, take it.
Hello.
I'm here today with Caddy Em from Billerica, who was recently appointed to the Community Preservation Committee, and thank you for being here today.
I'm glad to be here, actually.
I came across your your story, literally story, in the Lowell Sun, and there was some, I guess, turmoil or controversy around your appointment. Can you tell me a little bit about where that started?
There was 2 people applied for it. It was me and the incumbent. And when the vote came, the decision to appoint me was a 3-2 vote. So you could tell it was kind of fractured.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that vote came, the incumbent and a couple other people that were with her just left. Moments afterwards, some member of our planning board did a live stream of how we have to confront the people that voted in favor of me. And they got my age wrong. They said I was 19, and they're like, he's 19 and he still hasn't graduated high school. And it's like, you can't use that against me because it's factually inaccurate.
Yeah. And you're in college. You're going to college.
I'm
right?
going to college.
Yeah.
When I got a message from a reporter from the Lowell Sun saying they wanted to do an article, my heart
It
sank.
escalated pretty quickly. And I saw that it got to the point where I think it was a selectman that had called you and asked you to step down?
The day after.
So this was one of the selectmen that had voted you in?
Voted no.
Oh, they voted no.
They voted against me.
Okay, and so they were basically trying to get you to step down because the other ones didn't agree with them.
Correct, yep.
Okay.
We had a conversation that lasted 22 minutes.
From what the Sun said, it sounded like it was a polite conversation. That
he wasn't
respectful.
rude.
Yep.
He wasn't crass. He wasn't yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
However, there were some things that were said that to me that I didn't think were right. One of the things was you knew you had the votes to be on the board. And I'm fairly confident that if the board did not want me to be on the Community Preservation Committee, they would not have appointed me.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think that. Am I naive to do so? Probably. But for now,
I think you have to get started somewhere, though. And I think that, like we were saying when you first got here, that your generation is the generation that's going to have to deal with the repercussions of what decisions happen right now. Yep. So especially, I mean, if the preservation of Billerica is going to be something that you and your kids and your kids' kids eventually have to deal with, I think that it's very important that you have a say. Mm-hmm. And how old are you?
18.
Okay.
Not that, to me, that doesn't make really much of a difference.
No, but to say that you're 19 years old and haven't graduated high school is a pretty disrespectful thing to
definitely.
if that's not accurate. And even if it was accurate, like, I got a GED, so whether or not you can perform through the high school system that is currently presented to public schools, sort of irrelevant to whether or not you want to step up and do the job. And the other thing that I did read was that please correct me if I'm wrong on this. One of the reasons that people were saying that maybe you couldn't do it is you're going to be too busy with college.
Yeah.
Do they not have jobs? Like, do normal people who have this position, is this their only position, full-time, 40 hours a week?
No, definitely not.
Okay,
That's
so
not
this
even,
is like it's like an extra thing, like being a town rep or.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Like
So I found that to be a really weird logic of like, but you'll be busy with school. Like, other people have families, right? They don't drop everything. I think that results speak for themselves as well, though. Like you said, you have literally not even had the chance to step up and do anything, which clearly, that's a lot of pressure for a young person to have to deal with. But I think in the small time that I've spent chatting with you, I feel like you definitely are up for the task. And human beings are flawed, so like everything's a learning curve, and if you want to step up and get involved with like protecting your own land, you said your family's been in Billerica for like a century.
Almost a century.
Yeah, so this is your home and your community, so if you want to step up and do something about it, I think it's important that you do it, and hopefully your fellow Billerica, I always say Billerica, and then I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but that's how you guys say it, right?
Billerica.
I say Bricka, so all right, I'll pronounce it. I don't want to be disrespectful. Billerica. Your fellow Billerica residents will hopefully see the work that you put in and then agree with the people that put you in that spot. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much, and I'm really glad that you came to talk to me. And if you ever have any journalism needs, I hope that you'll come to me first, because you are a pleasure to talk to.
It's a pleasure to be here, especially. I mentioned this to everybody here. It was kind of like a labyrinth getting here.
Yeah, we're different than Billerica Access. I'm watching you, Billerica. Billerica Access. They think they got something on me. CTM is where it's at. We're stealing your people.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, man.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Wait, can you
Yes.
have He would normally talk like out.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Don't do that.
I don't know. I believe it's Huckabee. Huckabee, yes. Hello.
We're good to go.
Okay, all right, very good.
Okay, good.
Very good.
All right, 3, 2, 1, roll it. Huckabee, we need. It's fine. Take 5, everybody.
Hello, can you hear me?
Huckabee,
Can you hear me?
I need you to stop doing that.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Yep. Charlie Smith is off tonight, and I would like to. Ah, crap! I can't remember what's the segment.
Huckabee, all right. Huckabee, you want us to bring Maxwell out here?
No, not that bastard! I hate him. Oh, all right, one more try. Hello, welcome, and here is a segment. Good enough? Got it?
Yeah, fine. Take it.
Hello.
Cut.
I'll work.